A leader actually in the 21st century is one who articulates a vision, and the leader also makes sure that the team is empowered to move to the next level. A leader doesn't only think about themselves, but thinks about their team and how that team can grow and succeed. And together, the entire university will succeed at that point. Yeah, so CANI is a principle that I coined myself because after having brought up several leaders, I thought, you know what? A leader never rests. A leader is always anticipating needs. And once you are anticipating needs, it's always continuous. It never ends. A leader never comes to rest because there's so many things to do. And so that's why I came up with a continuous and never-ending improvement. That is a very difficult concept. I know there are people of a school of thought who think that leaders are born. And yeah, some leaders are born, but they can only lead to such an extent. They have their own limitations. But once leaders go through the experiences and the training, then leaders can get the tools that they need to get to the next level. I think leadership is being able to identify the needs of your community and also how to take that community to the next level. So if you're a born leader, you might be able to articulate certain visions, but that might not go very far because you get limitations because you don't have all the tools needed for leadership. But once a leader is made, that leader goes through vigorous training, vigorous counseling, and then through that process, that leader gets all the tools needed to resolve all the issues that will crop up for the leader, and in that way they succeed better than a born leader. My people are the main asset because they are the reasons why I come to work every day. They help. They are the ones that project the vision of the company. When they come to work every day, they work so hard, and they're able to anticipate needs and know what the customer needs and proffer solutions to the customer. And so they contribute massively to the advancement of the company. And in that way, they have to be appreciated. They have to be empowered. They have to be compensated fairly. And so that's why, for me, the greatest asset is the people I work with. The people I work with, they motivate me a lot because they come in with competing ideas, and those ideas really help in setting a new direction for the company. And so those different ideas are really welcome in every organization. CUIB is still a very young university. It has a really great growth potential. And so at the infancy stage, it's good to set all the systems in place. And it takes time. It takes time for people to understand concepts. It takes time for people to understand things that are different from the norm. CUIB, as an entrepreneurial university, is trying to foster a culture of entrepreneurs who do things themselves, who are able to manage their own business, and who are able to progress to the next level. So as a young university, they have made giant strides already, and it is a great thing to see. The whole campus is beautiful, bustling, people are happy, and I think CUIB will grow from strength to strength.
I learned that a leader is supposed to be self-confident. A leader should be able to drive home his or her points, articulate your points concisely for your subordinates to follow, and then that a leader should lead by example. A leader should share knowledge, question authority, try to when there are loopholes, try to bring them out, and most importantly, a leader should lead by example. A leader should be that person who can take risk, and if you take risk, you can actually achieve your goal. And a leader should learn to listen, not only hear, walk the talk. Don't only talk, you should practice what you say.
As somebody with management knowledge, I do not expect that I will be learning much on a concept that I myself have been teaching for so many years, leadership. It appears very simple, but every day we learn new things. And I can definitely tell you that considering where CUIB is today, even if you've been teaching this topic for more than 5 years, I'm sure that people definitely learn something. And me personally, if I have to be very specific, I'm sure that at the end of this seminar where I am, if I were to start all over again, there are many errors I will correct. For example, the issue of empathy, the issue of putting yourself in the place of others, the issue of looking beyond the job, looking beyond the administrative principles, and actually showing concern for the employees. I think that is what many leaders today lack. And I personally, I will tell you that's a shortcoming I had. Because my notion, my philosophy concerning management and employee workers' behavior in Cameroon is that generally workers don't like work. That is what the culture, that is what the little experience I've had for these years has taught me. You find yourself in an environment where workers typically are there sitting and waiting just for the month end. And most often as a leader, you may be frustrated, and you see that in an effort to drive your point through, in an effort to actually make them focus, you instead create animosity. That is, you are perceived as a bad person when you don't appear to actually show concern for what they are doing. But at the end of this seminar, I think I've gotten something to take home. I'm beginning to see how I can actually inspire people to willingly be committed and not to comply to what has been put in place, and many others. But for lack of time, I'm sure that is the major point I have to take home. And technically, like I told you, most of this may sound like repetition, but when you hear it from another person, even if it's what you've read in books, when you hear it from another person, like the Nkeze who has practiced, who is a practicing manager, it gives you a different belief that what you've been reading is actually real and it can bring results. I think that's what any person who was here definitely has.